Hello, my name is Keith Jacobs. I'm the Illinois 4-H STEM Specialist at the University of Illinois Extension in the College of ACES. It is with great pleasure that I announce the 2018 Illinois 4-H Envirobot Challenge focused on environmental health. This specific challenge focuses on one of the most important issues facing our world, environmental health. With major bodies like the World Health Organization estimating that over 12 million people are dying every year due to environmental health related issues, it is important that we begin to tackle this issue, and we're going to begin today. As a result, each task this year will revolve around environmental health related issues and will focus on the challenges we face when dealing with these issues. This year's competition will take place in Springfield, Illinois on April 21st, 2018 at the Orr Building on the Illinois State Fairgrounds. Registration will open first week of February. And now to introduce you to the Robotics Game Design Committee. First up is Asia Capel. Asia is a 13-year-old 10th grader who's been enrolled in robotics since the age of 4. Asia has since started 4 robotics teams and is currently the president of her FTC team, Invaderbots. Asia has been taking things apart and building things, especially robots, for some years now. In her spare time, Asia teaches robotics at the Orpheum Children's Museum and serves as a 4-H STEM student ambassador. She is the Chief Curiosity Coordinator for CS+X, a STEM foundation whose mission is to create a community STEM pipeline. She also works with state 4-H staff to help develop drone-related material. Asia is also a proud dyslexic, dysgraphic, and ADHD affected student who as a result thinks and problem solves out of the box. Next up is Brady Veal. Brady is a 15-year-old 9th grader at Normal Community West High School in Bloomington, Illinois. Ever since joining 4-H as an 8-year-old, he has worked with multiple robotics teams to develop solutions to the FLL and 4-H challenges that were coming out each year. Brady has taken the time to teach others about robotics at events including Students Involved in Technology Conference at Heartland Community College, 4-H workshops, county and state fairs, as well as teaching with 4-H state staff for 3 years at the ACES Family Academies on campus. In addition, he has taught numerous classes and workshops to youth around the state and is currently enrolled in a pilot program to receive his associate's degree in computer science as a high school graduate. Next up is Garrett Pratt. Garrett is a 17-year-old homeschooled senior from Cropsey, Illinois. His adventures with robotics began 4 years ago when another homeschooling family invited him to join their team through FIRST and has since been a member of the FIRST Robotics Tech Challenge team since then. 3 years ago, he was invited to help teach several 4-H workshops in robotics, which developed into a Livingston County 4-H Robotics Spin Club. Through the 4-H organization, he has been given the opportunity to serve on the Illinois State 4-H Robotics Design Committee for the past 3 years. Garrett enjoys the privilege of working with adults and inspiring younger youth to do greater things. Next up is Mariah Stefanski. Mariah is a 17-year-old high school senior from DuPage County. She has been involved with robotics for 5 years now. Her journey started out in the 8th grade with her robotics spin club, and she has loved it ever since. Through her experience with 4-H robotics, she has learned how to design, build, and program a robot, as well as work in a team. These skills helped her as she advanced the FIRST Tech Challenge. She is currently a proud member of FTC Team 10836 Stemper Phi and a 4-H robotics mentor. Every year, Mariah enjoys being able to be part of this program and advance the opportunities available to robotics students and girls in STEM. Next up is Zachary Hochberg. Zach is a sophomore in mechanical engineering at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. He is from Belvedere, where he was a member of the Flaming Monkeys 4-H FRC robotics team for 4 years in high school. He has been interested in robotics since first getting a Lego NXT kit for his 8th birthday. After graduating high school and starting at UIUC, he continued his involvement with robotics on 2 different robotics teams on campus. He has been involved with FLL, FTC, and FRC teams and has been a part of 4-H Robotics Challenge Game Design Committee for 4 years now. And these are the rules. For a complete set of rules, please see supporting documents which are located and regularly updated on the website. 1. Teams must consist of 3 to 10 youth aged 8 through 18. To participate, youth must be an enrolled member of 4-H prior to the event. 2. Any commercially available or homemade robot may be used, and any material may be used in the construction of the robot in field. 3. The playing field is a standard First Lego League or FLL table constructed using a 4x8 sheet of plywood with 2x4 walls, resulting in a 45-inch by 93-inch playing surface. 4. While you may use up to 2 Envirobots to complete many of the tasks, only one Envirobot may be scoring at a time, with the exception of tasks 5 and 6. For your points to be considered, each action must be done in succession, not necessarily in order. This means that you do not have to do task 1 then task 2, but rather can complete each task in whatever order you want. However, you must complete each task in full before doing work on the next task. 5. The robots will have 3 minutes to complete their programmed tasks. Once the robot and timer have started, human team members cannot touch any robots or anything on the field without penalty. 6. No remote controls will be allowed. 7. All Envirobots must start the table run touching a wall at least 6 inches from the first task. 8. Items must begin at least 12 inches from their target. 9. You may only use 1 programmable brick per robot. 10. When transporting, taking, placing, and or delivering objects from one location to another, remember, no guide rails. As in FLL, the robot does not need to be in contact with the object for the entire task, as long as the robot initiates the task. 11. Each target building or drop-off location must be separate and distinct. No one building may have dual purposes. 12. Items must be delivered individually. 13. Items do not need to physically look like what they represent, but must be clearly labeled for the judges. And these are your challenges. Decoration. Decorate your Envirobots as something affected by climate change or environmental factors that your team has a personal interest in, like an oiled covered duck or polar bear. Points will be awarded per Envirobot decorated. Asthma. Many people worldwide are affected by environmentally induced asthma and related diseases. For this task, you will install a scrubber cover on a smokestack. The smokestack must be 12 inches tall and at least 2 inches wide at the top, while the scrubber cover must be no less than 4 inches wide. This task can only be completed by one Envirobot. Unplug and admire nature. In a digital world, it is important to take time out of your day and enjoy the outdoors. In this task, your Envirobot will stop and admire nature for 5 seconds in one location. To score additional points, navigate through a forest of between 1 and 5 trees, placed in a straight line using sensors for obstacle avoidance. To score points, your Envirobot must clearly navigate around a tree that is in its path of motion, essentially weaving through the trees. Simply navigating past a tree will not score you points. If the Envirobot comes in contact with a tree, that tree will not be included in the calculation of the additional points. Points will be awarded for stopping and admiring nature, with more points awarded per tree navigated. Bonus points will be awarded for successful navigation of a 5-tree forest. Survival, emergency preparedness. When it comes to natural disasters, it is always important to be prepared. In this task, your Envirobot will gather water, non-perishable food, a flashlight, a hand crank radio, and a first aid kit, and place the items in an emergency kit. Points will be awarded per item gathered, with bonus points awarded if all 5 items are delivered to the kit. Hurricanes, floods. Much of the devastation and risk to life come from floodwaters resulting from hurricanes and storms. In this task, your Envirobot will rebuild a house or structure that has been devastated by a natural disaster. Each house or structure may be made of up to 2 to 5 pieces. Points will be awarded based on the number of pieces used in the building, with bonus points awarded if the task is completed using 2 Envirobots. Asbestos or lead-based paints. Typically found in older buildings and structure, both asbestos and lead-based paints can cause serious harm when inhaled or consumed respectively. In this task, your Envirobot will take the pieces of the house that is being built in the hurricane flood task to an inspection location at least 12 inches away from the building site to have them checked for asbestos and or lead-based paints. You do not need to be rebuilding the house, task 5, to complete this task. Points will be awarded based on the number of pieces checked, with bonus points awarded if 5 pieces are checked. Conservation. To conserve resources, it is important that we engage in healthy conservation habits when possible. In this task, your Envirobot will turn off a light switch or faucet to conserve energy or resources. If your Envirobot is turning off a light switch, the switch must travel at least 90 degrees from up or on to down, off. If your Envirobot is shutting off a faucet, the handle must travel at least 90 degrees horizontally from open to closed. You will be awarded points per Envirobot that completes this task. Space junk and space debris. NASA estimates that there are over 500,000 pieces of space debris or space junk orbiting our Earth at over 17,500 miles an hour. This is a huge problem for our astronauts, satellites in orbit, and a growing problem for our atmosphere. In this challenge, your Envirobot will reclaim a satellite from space and place it in a space debris facility. Points will be awarded if the satellite begins 15 to 25 inches above the mat, with more points awarded if the satellite is more than 25 inches above the mat. Water quality. With practices like fracking and illegal dumping taking place daily, environmental and public health professionals work tirelessly to keep our drinking water clean. In this task, your Envirobot will filter water using multiple colored particles to denote impurities and separate the bad from the good. Using red, yellow, green, blue, and black colored bricks, remove all colors but blue from the water purifier. Particles will be randomly ordered in your location of your choosing by the judges. Points will be awarded per brick removed, with bonus points awarded if all 4 impurities are removed. No points will be awarded if the blue brick is removed. Wildfires. Throughout the month of December 2017, California was hit by one of the largest wildfires in modern history, causing millions of dollars in damage and displacing tens of thousands of residents. In this task, your Envirobot will bring 2 tanks of water to help put out a fire, traveling the 8-foot length of the table 4 times, or 2 laps. Your Envirobot must start each lap by touching a fire hydrant at one end of the table to gather water, turn around and drive forward to the other end and touch a blazing wildfire to help put it out, turn back around and drive forward to return to the fire hydrant. Points will be awarded per Envirobot that completes this task. Emergency water delivery. In times of crisis, clean, filtered water becomes a necessity to survive long term. In this task, your Envirobot will take a pallet of water bottles from a warehouse and take it to the rebuilt house. You will be awarded points per Envirobot that completes this task. Illegal dumping, e-waste. One problem that affects many poor countries overseas is the practice of illegally dumping electronic waste on the shores of these under-resourced nations. In this task, your Envirobot will take up to 5 pieces of trash to a landfill or take 5 pieces of electronic waste to a recycling facility. Points will be awarded per item taken to the landfill or recycling facility, with bonus points awarded if the facility is 3-dimensional. Extreme cold and heat. In times of extreme heat or cold, it is important to be prepared. In this task, your Envirobot will take a blanket or sunglasses to another Envirobot. You will be awarded points if your item ends up within 6 inches of the recipient Envirobot, with more points awarded if both bots are touching the item at the end of the task, and maximum points awarded if your Envirobot successfully places delivery directly on the other robot. Radiation exposure. Radiation, or the transmission of energy typically through waves, is a potential hazard that surrounds us nearly everywhere we go. Being aware of its potential harm and limits is important when knowing how to stay safe around such exposures. In this task, your Envirobot will take an X-ray of a patient by having the Envirobot turn a crank on an X-ray machine 2 times clockwise and 2 times counterclockwise. Points will only be awarded to one Envirobot that completes this task, with bonus points awarded if the second Envirobot is on an exam table while the task is being completed. Fracking, or drilling for oil. It is well documented that the practice of fracking or drilling for oil is hazardous to the surrounding environments and those living in the vicinity. In this task, your Envirobot will move a fracking drill to a specific disposal site and move a solar panel to the drill's original location. Your Envirobot will score points if you complete this task using one bot, with more points awarded if one Envirobot moves a drill and another Envirobot moves a solar panel. Even in the face of rising temperatures, it is sometimes important to let loose and dance. In this task, your Envirobot will perform a 5-second interpretive global warming dance using both sound and motion. Points will be awarded if one Envirobot performs this task, with bonus points awarded if both Envirobots perform this task in sync. and these are your challenges. For a complete set of rules and regulations, please visit the Illinois 4-H website at the link below. Also, for minute-to-minute updates, please visit our 4-H group page under IL4H Robotics. I'm Keith Jacobs, and I look forward to seeing you April 21st in Springfield, Illinois for this year's 4-H Envirobot Challenge. Thank you.